Hey yo, welcome back to Alt Life Yoga. Thanks for checking this out. While you're paying attention, go ahead and click subscribe and leave me comments when you're done. Let me know what you thought of this. I'd love to connect with you. I am really huge on being yourself, on finding a lot of individuality, being really aware of the body and state of mind, really connecting right in here very authentically, even though sometimes it's quite terrifying and a little bit intense to do so. But you are the best you can be, so be lots of you. And I heard this interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita recently. This statement was that yoga is the process, the practice of tolerating the consequences of being yourself, because whoever we are has consequences, right? And really pursuing that authentically is going to have consequences, and a lot of them are going to be really good because being yourself is a really good thing, but sometimes they're not super awesome. For instance, I am a really athletic person, or rather I'm a really energetic person who likes to do a lot of athletic things. I like to take really long runs, I commute by bike, and so my right hip flexor has been really angry with me. It would like me to take a little bit more of a rest. So I have been starting to do that so that I am feeling less strain in my hip flexor and my psoas. I'm doing a little bit less long runs, taking it easy on my stretches, and that, I'm going to tell you, is really, really hard for me to do. I really like to be active and push myself, but I know that the more I keep pushing this strain, the worse it's going to get. So I've been experiencing a lot more therapeutic results from being a little bit more TLC with myself, and that's been really nice. But on the other hand, being a really hard worker and a really intense person is going to also give the consequences of pretty efficient goal achieving, right? Like, you get a strong practice, you get to do cool stuff with the body, it gets to be kind of fun. And then, if you happen to be the kind of person who is a little bit more chill, then you're going to definitely notice some very chill effects from your practice of feeling very loose, very much at peace. So, there's benefits in all kinds of things to every which way that we are individually. And I absolutely invite you to continue to seeking out your own personal individual truth and then finding peace with that truth, even the parts that you aren't super fond of. We're going to be doing a lot of folding today, which is very connected physically with the mental or philosophical idea of turning inwards and really getting to know what that true self is. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'll see you on the mat. So we're going to start off in table pose, and from here coming into a lizard lunge, but we're going to take it nice and yin and shanti to start off with, in that spirit of finding balance in the practice. So I've got my right foot on the outside of my right hand, my body's in between the leg, and rather than pushing my hips forward and trying to get into a really strong lunge, I'm going to leave the hips back a little bit so that I can bring more of the body forward, because we're going to be doing a lot of compressing in from the belly and the thighs together. So we want to let those two be nice close buddies. Go ahead and relax your head, relax into your breath. In fact, use this time to really connect with your breath, to feel your breath deepening and evening, maybe even getting a little bit of sound into the breath as you find a gentle restriction in the back of the throat. And then to get a little bit more sensation, rather than thinking of your tailbone lifting up, which is going to bring a little bit more activity, nice and softly feel your pelvis start to dip forward, like you were spilling water from it out into the floor in front of you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly move that right leg back, and then take your left foot forward. And same thing, not really pushing the hips forward, letting the body come down, not worrying about the depth of your lunge, being more concerned with how deeply we can connect and how softly we can bring together the belly and the thigh, or rather the inside of the thigh from this space. Noticing the feedback, the sensation you're getting in the hamstring, and if you want to amp it up, starting to gently tip the pelvis forward. And these yin shapes, they're really a space of removing the effort, of kind of just letting space and time and gravity work on us rather than giving a whole lot of muscular involvement. One more deep breath in. And then start to move back, taking your right knee back behind, but next to your left. And then as you take your next breath in, stretch the right leg back. And as you exhale, pull the knee in towards your nose. Use your abdominals, not the tops of your thighs, and then widen the knee out to the side and stretch it back. Breathe in. Exhale, tuck the knee in. Inhale, move the knee out and stretch the leg behind. Exhale, pull it in. One more time, breathe in. And then lower it down. Inhale, stretch your left leg back. And then pull it in, lift the belly up and open the knee out. Breathe in as you stretch the leg back. Exhale in. Inhale back. Your hips and shoulders can totally move. It should be a really big movement. Stretch it back. Third time. Go ahead and lower it down. Widen your knees. Press back into child's pose. And in child's pose, push out from your finger pads. Maybe the arm bones lift up. You can let the head drop down and really make space in your back. So I'm feeling my tailbone pulling back behind the heels. My arms are extending out from the sides of the ribs and the armpits. Try to keep the elbows pointing down so that you're not crunching up the backs of the shoulders. One more deep breath in. Exhale. And looking forward, start to come on to the forearms into Sphinx pose. Pushing the elbows down, lifting up through the chest, broadening through the collarbones. And one more deep breath in. Exhale, start to lower down. And then get a little bit more length in the fronts of the thighs. You can scooch the toes back, hands underneath shoulders, elbows draw together to broaden the chest. As you breathe in, come forward into Cobra pose. Keep extending out through the legs. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lower. Curl your toes. Press the hips back. And downward facing dog. Wrapping elbows down to the floor so you're going to feel the back lift up a little bit. Making sure that you've got some space on the sides of the neck. And then lifting up out of your arm bones rather than dumping down into them. Pushing out through the meaty part of your hand in between the index finger and thumb. Breathing in. Breathing out. Look forward, bend into the knees, hollow out the belly, and step the feet forward to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands at the heart. One sun salutation A. Breathing in. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. Make sure the elbows are behind you. Come forward as you breathe in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, continue to move forward, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Lifting through the hips, pushing the heels back. Toes are spread out, fingers are spread out. Back is expansive. Heart hangs heavy. Deep breath in. Exhale as you look forward and step the feet up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands at the heart. And take a deep breath in and stretch open. This time fold on down. And then inhale, halfway up. We'll take the left leg back, coming into a lunge. And if you don't get as far back as you want, take some extra scooches. And then take your right hand onto your ribs and slide the ribs forward a little bit more over that thigh. So you've got lots of space, nice long back. Now your belly and your thigh are touching, probably. You want to bring them there. Probably are not going to straighten the legs as you come forward. What we're going to focus on is not taking the right thigh away from the belly as we bring the left thigh up to meet the belly as well. Down you will fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come down, stretch your right leg back. And come into that lunge. Nice and strong in the feet, even in the hips. Take the ribs and lift them forward. You can feel that motion. We'll do it on our own later. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, belly and thighs close together. Notice my legs are still bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. From here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice open heart. Pull your shoulders back, plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. Lift the thighs, move forward. Exhale, chaturanga, forward to up dog. Pushing back, downward dog. Take your right leg up and then bend into the knee, stack the hips open and feel the front of your thigh extending. You should be pushing your right knee up as the highest thing on your body. Now you can stay here in the scorpion dog, it's a really nice back bend, or come up onto your right fingertips. And then from there, as your right foot gets heavier and heavier, your hips keep extending towards the ceiling, and eventually you might flip your dog over. And now rather than kind of hanging out down in the shoulder, push the shoulder blades into the back of the heart, a little bit more back bend, and then really fancy transition, just sit down. You'll probably be slightly off of your mat, that's okay. We're going to come into truest, or head over the knee pose. We're going to bring the body forward over the leg, relax your right thigh, and lift your left toes up nice and strong through the leg so that you get into the calf as well. And deep breath in. Exhale. And turn back over your left side. Curl the left toes under and reach your right leg up. Deep breath in. Look forward. Exhale. Step the foot up to the front of your mat. And now stretch the body out nice and long over the leg. Again, we're going to come forward, legs to the belly, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, come down, plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. Lift the thighs, lift the chest. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, other side. Stretch your left leg back. Bend into the knees, stack the hips open. Maybe you come up onto your left fingertips. And then maybe you start to roll over, lift, lift, lift. Flipping your dog. Wild thing, breathe in. Exhale, take the hips down. And move your left foot in, right toes up, and walk the body forward over the leg. And what's important is not how far you're getting forward, it's that you're getting a stretch. So even if you're up here, that's much better than being down here and grabbing your foot, because you don't really need to grab your foot. You need to feel stretched to the back of the body, the back of the leg. Deep breath in. Exhale. Lift back up. Hands back to the mat. Curl your right toes under. Stretch the left leg back. Exhale, look forward. Step it up to the front of your mat. Stretch the ribs out over the leg, and then bring the leg up to the ribs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down at your heart. And deep breath in, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Maybe this time you jump back to chaturanga. Move forward, up dog. Downward facing dog. All right, one more time, adding on a little bit. Reach the leg up. Exhale, scorpion dog. Up to the right fingertips, breathe in. Exhale, flip it over. Open the heart, the thighs. Exhale, sit down. Now you can take the foot on the inside of the leg as you just did, or bring the foot ankle up onto the knee. Or you could even bring the foot up into the hip crease, if that's okay for your knee, and you can always keep the hand here just to support the knee joint. You have to lift the left toes up in order to get through the back of the leg, because we're having the foot in the way now. But bring the body forward as much as you can. Now we're getting to the backs of both legs. Nice long spine. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now, see if just for fun you can keep the foot on the leg as you move around again. Downward dog. Unravel, stretch it back. Look forward. Step to the front of your mat. Deep breath in, long spine. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands at the heart. Last time, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, maybe jumping back, chaturanga. Up dog, breathing in. Down dog, breathing out. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, scorpion dog. Onto the fingertips if you like. Keep lifting the hips. Eventually moving back. Flipping the dog, wild thing, breathing in. Exhale, hips to the floor. Ankle on the knee, inside of the leg, or up into the hip crease. Support the knee if you would like it, if your knee would like it. And don't argue with your knees, trust me on this. They will always win, and they are expensive when they do. Lifting the toes up, extending the center of your heart towards your big toe. And deep breath in. Exhale. You don't have to keep this leg attached. It's just kind of fun to play with. You can push the hips back and then unwind, breathe in. Exhale, set the foot forward. Lengthen the spine, breathe in. Fold deeply, exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands at your heart. Go ahead and sit back into a chair. I'm going to bring your feet probably a little bit closer together. If you want to have a little bit of space, that's fine, but be mindful that your knees don't move. And then pull the arms out in front of you, lift the chest up, push into your big toes so that your hips go back more. So rather than being lower, I want you to feel the lift and the fire into your hamstrings. Breathing in, exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale to the center, exhale, twisting to the left. And thighs stay steady, big toes stay on the floor. Keep moving with the breath. And stay nice and even in the legs. Nice and even in the face, too, while you're at it. Exhale. Breathing in. Now see if you can sit back lower and straighten the legs, extend up. Exhale, go ahead and fold on down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward dog. Now remember, you can always skip all of those vinyasas, the chaturanga, the up dog. Just go straight back to down dog or rest in child's pose. Just options, all of this crazy mad stuff. Take a deep breath and stretch your right leg back. Look forward and step your right foot up to the front of the mat. Turn your left heel down and feel your right hip drawing back as you bring your fingertips over towards the left edge of your mat. Now try not to let the hips move out towards the right side of your mat. Keep pulling them back towards your left heel. Deep breath in and out. Bring your hands back to center, back to the front of the mat, and then stretch both arms up, elbows forward, warrior one with a nice open, lifted chest. Breathing in. As you exhale, move out into warrior two, and you might adjust that back foot. And then roll the shoulder blades down and push outwards through your fingertips. And stay nice and low in your right knee. We're just going to swivel the left knee in, moving into a really wide horse stance. Take your arms forward, make like T-Rex claws. You're going to push forward through your fingernails and feel the whole back of the arm engaged. Feeling your back get really strong. And sink down a little bit lower. And then straighten the legs. You're going to turn the left heel back again so all of your toes face the front of the mat and come forward into triangle. Trikonasana. Now push down into your right big toe and feel the outside of your right shin lifting up. This is probably going to be a really good stabilizer for you. Kind of hard to tap into, but a really good use of the muscles. Now use your T-Rex claws again so that you feel your shoulder lifting up, that top shoulder. Breathing in. Exhale, hand to the hip, look down towards the floor. We're going to come up into half moon. This is that place if you wanted a block. You could use that. You could grab something so that your arm's a little bit longer. Flare out your left pinky toe. And then maybe take the arm up. Maybe make those T-Rex claws to get a little bit more active. And on your exhale, fold everything down in front of your mat. From here, we're going to stand up on the left leg. Take the right knee with you. I'm just going to move a little bit so I don't hit the wall. You're going to stay lifted on the left side. Take your peace fingers and grab onto your right big toe. Now keep lifting the knee up. That's going to be your primary focus, is to keep the knee up and try not to let it drop out to the side. From here, you might stay, or you could start to pull the heel forward as you continue to lift the knee up. And you might extend the leg. And elbows forward. Open heart, lifted spine, breathing in. Exhale, release. And back at the front of the mat, wiggle the things you need to wiggle. Take a deep breath in, extend the arms. As you exhale, nice deep fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, optional vinyasa. Option to skip it. Definitely not optional to keep breathing. That's really going to be the biggest thing to work for you. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Inhale, stretch the left leg back. Look forward, step the left foot up. As you turn your right heel down, keep your left hip pulling back. Feel it, the underside of the hamstring drawing back. And even stay on your fingertips. See if you cannot take all the weight onto the hands so that you stay strong in the legs. Because that's really what we're working here. An extended spine with the use of the legs, opening up this left thigh. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to the front of the mat. And then lift the arms up as you inhale into warrior one. Elbows forward to keep the back of the neck open. Exhale, warrior two. And push outwards through the arm bones, nice open chest. And then moving into horse stance, turn that back heel in. Try to stay really low. It might be really wide, so we're going to stay really steady. Make sure you're opening up the knees, pushing into pinky toes. You can take the T-Rex claws if you really want to feel the back here, so that we have it for triangle and half moon. Good. And then straighten the legs. Turn your right heel back. Nice long open body. Triangle. Pushing down left big toe, lifting the left shin. And opening up your top shoulder. And take the hand to the hip, that way you know if the hip moves forward because your elbow is going to move forward. We're going to try to stay lifted or open it up if we lose it. And left big toe down, right pinky toe out, maybe right arm out. Maybe you use those T-Rex claws to keep your shoulder open and engaged, spreading out the whole body. And keep pushing that left big toe down. On your exhale, fold everything down. And then try to stand up on your right leg, taking the left leg with you. Whoop. Varying degrees of success with that each time I work on it. Take your left pinky, peace fingers down to your big toe. And the first word in this pose is utthita, which is extended. So work on extension. And then there's, hand to big toe. So we might work on pushing that hand to big toe out by continuing to lift the knee up. Good. Keep breathing. Deep breath in. And let the leg come down. Wiggle the step that needs wiggling. One more deep breath in. Exhale, fold down. Last opportunity to take a vinyasa if you feel so inclined, or to skip it if you feel so inclined. Good. From child's pose or down dog, take a deep breath in. Exhale, push the hips back. Good. We're all going to come down in a child's pose. Bring the knees down, toes back, hips back, forehead to the floor. And then bringing the hands closer to the body. Go ahead and sit up. We'll swing the legs out in front. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Wiggle your hips as close into the heels as you can. You can hold your feet open like a book. I'm a big fan of grabbing onto ankles. I feel a little bit stronger there. Keep pushing into the outsides of your feet. Use the outsides of the feet to extend the legs open and keep lifting up through the chest. Try to take the shoulder blades up behind the heart for support. Breathe here. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Taking the hands behind you. Soles of the feet on the floor. Fingertips facing forward, push into the feet and the hands and lift the hips up, level with the shoulders and the knees, altar pose. Make sure the shoulders aren't above the heart, but rather the blades are behind, supporting the heart. Keep the big toes down. I don't like letting my head go back. It doesn't really feel good to me, so I don't, but you're welcome to. And take another deep breath in. Exhale, hips down to the floor. And take the legs out in front. Lift your tush behind you. If you'd like a little bit more support, if forward folding is really your nemesis, then you can slide a blanket underneath your tush or roll the mat up back here. Is anything that helps you feel a little bit more lifted and supported. And then bend a little bit into your knees. And you're going to walk the hands down until you can get your ankles, which might mean bending the knees a lot more. Because we want to have belly and thighs nice and close together. And then nestle your ribs up. And if you can straighten your legs, do. Keep your elbows pulled to the floor and your ears pulled to your toes. If ankles is working out well for you, you might grab the soles of the feet or your big toes. Sometimes I like to bring the feet together and hold hands on the outside of the foot. Choosing something where you can breathe, where you are not in pain, but that you feel like you're getting a nice long stretch. Because the only point of being able to touch your toes is to be able to give yourself a pedicure. And that's not what we're doing right now. This is a stretch. One more deep breath in. And go ahead and lift yourself up. And hands come behind. Now you could bend the knees and come back into altar pose with the feet on the floor, or we can work into reverse plank, once again trying to put your feet on the floor. So put the shoulder blades in the back of the heart to lift that up, and then extend the hips up into the sky, pushing out through the soles of your feet, rolling elbows back, lifting the chest, head coming back. If you like, try to create as long and lifted as of a line through the body as you can. One more inhale. Exhale, hips come down. So the pose that we've been working towards in this practice has been heron. And a heron is so named because of the extended leg in the foot. It looks like that long neck of the bird, very regal, very pretty looking. So what we're going to do is bring the hands around the bottom of the foot and lift the knee up. And I want to try to get into a place where both of my hips are on the floor, and I'm going to lift up onto the top of the tailbone and try not to come back into this space because it's going to create strain in the back. And most important thing we can do is have an extended spine and be able to work with ourselves honestly from that place, right? Being tolerant of knowing where our body is. And then from here, lift the knee up again, belly into the thigh, start extending the heel outwards, and as you extend the heel outwards, keep lifting the knee up, and eventually you might have the leg extended, and you might notice that you fell back a little bit. So see if you can lift yourself up, even if that means a little bend into the knee. And then from here, maybe a little bit of extra oomph could be taking your chin towards your shin. And that also is helping because this forehead, you might drop the body back, but the chin, you really got to reach out there. Okay. Deep breath in. And then bring the leg back and take the other side. So, tush rearranging, foot grabbing, spine lifting, rib wiggling, and then feel the knee lift as you push the heel out, and the knee lift, and the knee lift, bringing that leg in towards the body up towards the leg, and you can even flail the toes out if you want to get the whole body into it. And this other leg is just supporting, so try to relax that part so that you're working the active parts of the body, maybe taking the chin up towards the shin. Okay. Actually try wrapping my elbows forward. Oh, that feels so much better in my back. Okay. Deep breath in. And then go ahead and come out. And the legs out, little wiggle. And then come down to lay on your back, knees into your chest, rock a little side to side, give your back a nice massage, working the bones and the muscles down against the floor. And then take your peace fingers around your big toes for happy baby. Let the backs of your thighs open up. Rock a little bit side to side. You might even feel your legs extending out a little bit more. Opening the hamstrings. Get nice and weird with this. Whatever you got going on is good. And then bring your heels in. A little bit more control of the body. We're going to take some rocking head to tail. Keep pushing your belly button down so that you get the lift all the way up out of the top of your tailbone. So I'm not back here on the whole tailbone, but I'm up right up above it. And then you can stay here lifting the chest. Maybe you feel better taking the legs out straight in front of you. For me, I feel better with them open. So that's what I'm going to work with today. So you've got options. Getting the heart up in front of your shoulders, pushing out through the heels. Notice I didn't slump back in the spine because I can't balance there. I have to stay up on top of the tailbone. Deep breath in. Exhale. Keep the legs open, roll back. And then take the legs back in. And lift up again. See if you can move a little bit more seamlessly in those extended legs. And deep breath in. And come back. And come back up. And come back. One more time all the way back up. Whoop. And chest lifted. And down onto your back. And bring the knees in. Rock side to side. And stretch your legs out. And you can give the fronts of your thighs a little massage. We've been doing a lot of folding, so that space might be compressed. So we're going to leave the legs really soft as we take our last back bend. Coming up on your forearms like you're sunbathing, but not lazy sunbathing. Heart opened sunbathing with shoulder blades pushing the back of the heart up. You can take your head back if you like here. And then if you want to get a little bit further, a little bit stronger, scooch the elbows forward. Maybe the crown of the head comes onto the floor. Now I am so lifted and extended in my abdominals that I really have almost no weight in my head whatsoever. It's my abs lifting, my rib cage opening, my shoulder blades pushing upwards. That's what's supporting my back bend. You might even take the palms up if you're feeling really fancy. As long as your neck is not feeling compressed and you can still breathe. On your exhale, take your hands back down. I widen my elbows out, gently lifting the head away from the floor, taking the back all the way down. And reach out from fingertips to toes. And then bring the knees into your chest. And twist over to the right. Maybe holding onto the left thigh to open the outside of the leg. Looking over towards your left fingertips, breathe in. And then coming on your back and over to the other side. And rolling the body open, feeling the right ribs fall over. Inhale. And then onto the back. Give yourself a little hug. If there's anything else you need to round out your practice, another inversion or back bend, feel free to pursue those things. Otherwise, we should be pretty good and pretty ready for Shavasana. So keep the chest open. Wiggle yourself around until you find just the right spacing and let the body release. And staying released. And then staying nice and soft like this for just as long as you're able. In 5 minutes or so, maybe even longer. Staying in this open place, this soft position is very honest. It's a good place where we are able to tune out from all of the external, all of the noise going on, even the noise of our physical practice, and really be able to go in and ask that question of, to go in and figure out who we really are. And figure out what the consequences are of the pursuit of ourselves. And then also being able to come to peace with that. To be able to tolerate that truth. Thank you for coming to this practice and exploring that truth. playing around a little bit, looking inwards to discover our individuality. Thank you very much for sharing your practice. This light within your heart. Mine bows down to yours. Namaste.